Part 4 in closing, because I went a little long. Part 4. The closing truth of that whole thing I went over is a spiritual reality. Salvation does not stop spiritual attacks. Faith must be maintained through trust, prayer, and perseverance. When we admit our sin and surrender control, renew our minds, and trust God fully, He creates something new. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. When we actually submit and admit all our stuff, not only to Him, but to ourselves, things completely change. Our whole life changes when you are actually honest. And that's like the whole thing, the whole underlying thing about this whole damn outline is honesty. Being honest with yourself, being honest with others, being transparent to who you are, what you've done, and what you think. Being that completely opens up another door to who you are meant to be, who God meant you to be, because being that changes everything. If you can actually be 100% honest with yourself and honest with God, your whole mindset changes. Everything changes. And I also wrote down, the way we behave, and this is from church, the way we behave directly depends on how we think. If you have all that stuff in your head, everything you're thinking about, everything you want to do, everything you dwell on, all the negativity, all the shit, all the stuff that you want to just obsess over, what do you think you're going to do? Your mind dictates how you behave. Everything you think is literally going to happen and show itself in your actions. So if it's in your mind, it's in your heart, what do you think you're going to do? You have to change your mindset. You have to change how you completely think about everything and how you react to things, how you just perceive things. Everything has to change. It says, whatever you feed will be your focus. Same thing. Whatever you worry about in your head, whatever is going on, that is going to be your focus. Whatever you dwell on, whatever you want so badly and everything, that will be your focus, because that's what your mind is set on. And that's what the devil's getting in your head, like, remember this and remember this, and you want this and you want that. And when you feed that monster, that is what you're going to get. If you do not focus on the light and the positivity and the forgiveness and the amends and all these things that God wants you to do, you are not going to do anything with all that crap that's in your head. You're just going to live in it. You're going to sit in it, and you're going to just keep doing those things over and over and over again. The definition of insanity, what is it? Doing the same thing over and over again is a definition of insanity. That is what is happening, because you're just letting all that stuff control you and dictate everything in your mind, and you're not letting it go. You will freaking feed what you focus on. And it says, if you have the desire to be better, you cannot feed your mind with junk. Stop thinking about the old, the bad, the sin, the mistakes, and focus on the good. Whatever you decide to focus on has your attention, and whatever has your attention has you. And that is so true, especially for people that struggle with freaking depression, anxiety, addiction, or anything of that matter. Whatever you focus on, whatever you want, whatever you are craving in that moment, whatever your selfish desires and needs are going on about, that is what you're going to worry about. This is what you're going to want. You're not going to want anything else, because that is what your mind is so driven on, is those things. And it's not going to change. They will never change unless you decide to submit, change that mindset, do things different, and actually be a new whole person, and ask God to come in and forgive all your crap and do a complete sweep of everything that's in your head and in your mind and your soul, and change you into a new person. And then you have to let Him do it. You have to get out of the way and let Him do it. Get out of your own way. Quit being selfish. Quit being prideful, and let Him do it. Because unless you actually submit, it's not going to change. Nothing's going to change. You're not going to change. Your life's not going to change. Your family's not going to get any better. Your kids are going to suffer. Everything is going to change unless you do. When you change, you decide to submit, you decide to be a better person, things start changing. It is a mind problem. It is a complete mind problem. The mind is a terrible thing. It is the great deceiver. So is your heart. Your heart is a great deceiver as well. If you cannot get your head wrapped around what is right and what is good and actually let God take over, things will never change. Things are never going to change. And you're just going to live in that same old merry-go-round over and over and over and over and over again. And you wonder why anything never gets any better. It's you. You're in the way. You were in the way. You have to let go. You have to let God. And you have to submit and do all these things. And I cannot tell you how much better things get. I can never explain to somebody how much better things get from being the person I was, a year ago, to now. Living in that darkness, living in that depression, living in this place that I thought I could never get out of. Ever. I thought I could never escape that person I was, and that darkness, and that negativity, and all that stuff that I just dwelled on. I dwelled on it so much. I let it completely consume me. Completely consume me to the point where I didn't think I was going to make it out. At all. For a lot of reasons. And it took a lot of months and a lot of praying and a lot of submission and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of amends before I could ever see the light at the end of the tunnel and get out of it. And I would not be where I am today if I didn't do any of those things, because I'd probably be dead. I'd probably be dead. There's no way around it. I was in such a bad place, in such a bad mindset, and I couldn't get out of it. It was just constant darkness. And I could not escape it. And it terrified me. It absolutely terrified me. And it took me a long time to get past myself and my pride and my selfishness, to let go and let God. And when I finally did that, it was like a completely, I can't even explain it. I can't explain it. I can't explain how good it feels, and I can't explain how different your life is for it. There's no explaining it unless you actually experience it yourself. There's nothing. I have no words. There's no explaining it unless you've actually experienced it yourself. It completely changes everything about you. And I hope that everybody can sometime, somehow, some way, find a way to do that. If you're in the same situation, or you have so many problems, or you've literally at your wits' end and you don't know what to do, there's only one way up. You can't get any lower. There's only one way up. And it's completely worth it. It's completely worth people thinking you're crazy. It's complete people judging you, or calling you a Bible thumper, or saying you're a hypocrite or whatever. I don't freaking care. I don't care what people say about me. I don't give two freaking craps at what people say about me. I know what I feel. I know what I know. And I know how my life has changed. My life has completely changed. So people can say whatever the hell they want about me. I don't care. Because I know what it feels like to be what I was and what I am now. And I wish that for everybody. I wish everybody could feel that, because it's something you have to experience to know it. And I hope if you're in a bad place, or you have problems, or you have all this stuff, you can actually do that, because trust me when I say it's worth it, and you will be forever changed. You will be completely forever changed. Life will never be the same again, and you will feel like a completely whole different person. It's worth it. And I know I've rambled a lot, and there's probably part 4. I don't know. It's part 4 or part 5. I don't know. But hopefully you listen to it. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth the judgment. It's worth the ridicule. It's worth everybody looking at you like you're stupid. It doesn't matter. It's worth it.